What is going on, guys? Chris Batchelor here, bringing you XûReview's inventory review. He is just outside the speaker's chambers. Let's get into the inventory review. First of all, for the Titans, we have the Mark 44 stand-asides. Pardon me, coming through. Intellect 62, Strength 58. The main perk, Be Somewhere Else, increases the duration of shoulder charge and it grants you a tighter turn radius while sprinting. First of all, Mark 44 stand-asides, not the best PvP or PvE exotic for Titans, but not the worst. What is the worst exotic for Titans? I actually want... Oh yeah, an insurmountable skull fort. Anyway, moving on. Increase intellect and strength. Sidearm ammo increases the amount of sidearm ammunition you can carry. Rocket launcher ammo increases the amount of rocket launcher ammunition you can carry. And arc double down. I actually recommend re-rolling this with Twist Fate. I would recommend getting shotgun ammo, machine gun ammo, and arc double down. Which I think arc double down is intrinsic on these. I'm not too sure. But who knows. In any case, not the best, not the worst, but definitely not as good as some other exotics like Armamentarium or Twilight Garrison or even Eternal Warrior. Moving on to the Hunters, we have the Graviton Forfeit. One of the best Hunter exotics and the best Night Stalker Hunter exotic currently. Intellect to 74, I believe this is a strength roll. Yep. So this is similar to my own Graviton Forfeit anyways. Elusive Shadow unlocks the Night Stalker subclass node Shade Step for free. Gain and evade on Circle Circle. This basically means you can run Keen Scout or Predator for free. I would definitely recommend Keen Scout. It's such a very potent combo in PvP. Moving on to the perks though, we have Ashes to Asset, Heavy Lifting and Innervation. I recommend re-rolling this to keep Ashes to Assets but gain Infusion. Maybe an Indiscipline roll or a Discipline Strength roll would be pretty impressive here too. But definitely a roll with Discipline could be quite favorable here. Ashes to Asset, perfect for PvP. This helmet is fantastic in the Crucible, but it's very difficult to not turn Shade Step into... it's very difficult... Yeah, I was right the first time there. It's very difficult to not turn Shade Step into a crutch. So play a couple games with Graviton Forfeit on, then play some games without Shade Step on in general. So take off Graviton Forfeit, put Keen Scout on or Predator on, and see how you perform over a few games. And if you start saying, oh, if I Shade Stepped, I would have gotten out of that situation. If you say that, you're having some trouble. It's the same concept with Twilight Garrison. Take it off and put Armamentarium on, or put Eternal Warrior on, or Helm of Immortal Light on, and see where you go. But this is definitely one of the best Hunter exotics. I'd recommend you pick this up for sure. I'm going to pick this up for reforging, for re-rolling purposes, but I'll be doing that later. Next up for the Warlocks, we have the Nothing Manacles. Enables Scatter Grenade tracking and gain an additional Scatter Grenade charge with a Discipline of 69, and we have an Intellect roll in here as well. Let me just quickly do something here. The Scatter Grenade is in the Voidwalker tree, and it splits into multiple explosives and covers a large area. Covers a fairly large area. The area isn't as large as it makes out to be. It covers, if you put 4 Guardians in one small little place, the grenade would tag to each one, but any more than 4 and you don't have enough. You don't have enough radius for it. Tying this in with Annihilate, increasing the size of explosions created by grenades, is very good. Not to mention this thing has tracking. Nothing Manacle, well, better yet, Scatter Grenades would just cluster a small area. Nothing Manacles will cluster the area while tracking outward. The detonation time is very low, so you have to get some very good placement to actually make use of this. But if you get the hang of it, then you're going to be very, very golden for a long time with these exotics. with this exotic, better yet. This is an 8 out of 10 for PvP, 6 out of 10 for PvE. There's so much better PvE exotics, and Voidwalkers in PvE aren't as good as they used to be. I mean, the only time I use Voidwalkers is for Voidburn Nightfalls. Speaking of, my solo is actually uploading, so drop a sub if you want to see that later, or maybe it's already up on the channel, who knows. Maybe you're here in the far future. Who knows? Don't know why you're that far in the future and here, but yo. Inception. Anyway, moving on, we have a weapon this week, and it is the Hawk Moon. Stalk thy prey and let loose thy talons upon the darkness. First of all, 2 more random bullets in your magazine deal considerable bonus damage, and 2 more random bullets in your magazine deal considerable bonus damage is a glitch. It does not affect the weapon at all. It's just there. It doesn't mean anything at all. Getting into the weapon, we have Accurized Ballistics, Field Choke, and Aggressive Ballistics. I recommend sticking with Accurized Ballistics. We have Luck in the Chamber. 1 random bullet in the magazine causes considerable bonus damage. We have Hammer Forged, improved range and accuracy, quick draw, and speed reload. If you got hand cannon loader gauntlets, I recommend sticking with Hammer Forged 100% of the time. Then we have Holding Aces. 2 more random bullets in your magazine deal considerable bonus damage. This hand cannon has been nerfed quite considerably. It's been nerfed a little bit too hard. I do think it needs a bit of a range buff to compete with some of the other exotic hand cannons. Although hand cannons in general need a small range buff, just so as they can compete too. Like, legendary hand cannons are not very popular right now. But this definitely needs a range buff to be able to compete properly now. It's a very balanced exotic, but it needs a range buff to make it pretty much perfectly balanced. This has been nerfed, of course, though. It used to be all of the Luck in the Chamber damage bonuses could stack together. Now only 2 can stack together, so Holding Aces is the only one that can stack with itself. So this actually would result in a 2-shot kill. This is the only hand cannon in the game that can actually do that right now. Well, the only exotic hand cannon that can do that right now. If you get something with Final Round and Luck in the Chamber with Brace Frame, you can generally 2-shot quite often if you get your Luck in the Chamber at the start and then you get your Final Round at the end. You can get a 2-shot. You can't get a 1-shot by teaming it together anymore, though. There is a way to 1-shot with Hawk Moon, but it requires an opponent being tethered, and it requires you to have weapons of light. So good luck with that. But a headshot with Holding Aces on a tethered target with weapons of light active will result in over 200 damage, which is a 1-shot kill. But it can't stack any longer. There's also a hidden mini perk in here. Once you unlock Holding Aces, the magazine size will go up from 11 to 13, which is very, very powerful. Not the best thing in the world, though. You have 3 damage bonuses and 13 rounds in the magazine, so you have 10 bullets that, well, 10 or 11 bullets that won't have damage bonuses, depending on how RNG gives you them. So, take it as you will. It's a risky exotic at times, but it can be very, very rewarding if it's in your favor. Now, moving on, we have the Legacy Primary Weapon Engram. This can drop exotics such as Red Death, Bad Juju, Monte Carlo, Suros Regime, Thorn. Sadly, it can drop a Hawk Moon. It can drop a Last Word. What other stuff can it drop? It might be all of them. Not sure if this actually drops No Land Beyond. Unfortunately, I'm just not sure at all. Oh well, I'm actually going to take a chance with this and see what I get. But, quickly moving on to the curios here. We have Plasma Drive, Emerald Coil, Heavy Ammo Synthesis, 3 of Coins, and Glass Needles. Gonna pick up one of these. And one of these. Last but not least, the Modalite exchange, and we still need a strange coin exchange. I keep seeing this on bloody forums and subreddits and stuff. We need it. If the spring update doesn't bring this, I'm gonna be ticked. I'm gonna be triggered. It's lit. If they bring it, it's lit. If not, it's shit. But in any case, that is Xûr's inventory, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like down below, and if you want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you all later.